Yo, it's your boy. Let him know Zoe. Back with another video. Today, I want to talk about a topic that has been getting under my skin for quite some time. And that topic is dating apps. There are some that I use. I have experience with Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, BLK, and of course there are plenty more, but I think that those few that I just named are probably the biggest ones out right now. So yeah, I think that I'm gonna be basing most of this video off of Tinder, and I do realize that even though Tinder is not the only one out there, I do think that the experiences that most people have with Tinder are probably going to be something similar on a lot of other platforms. So, yeah. So, first and foremost, I feel like what I should acknowledge is that dating for men and women is drastically different, especially when you bring the internet into it. That's a whole nother layer of just like mystery and variety and whatever. So yeah, typically the way it goes for a guy on a dating app is he'll make an account, he'll post a couple pictures, whatever, and of course, like it's the same for a guy and a girl. They'll make the account, they'll post some pictures, and maybe put up a little bio real quick, and then just see what happens. So typically, a guy would receive only like a fraction of the attention on the app that, say, an average woman would attract. So let's say the average woman makes an account and then she leaves it alone for 24 hours and then she checks it a day later. She'll probably have at least like 100 likes, like guys trying to like talk to her and whatever. And then when it comes to men, like it's like you take the average guy and then he makes an account and all that, and then he leaves it alone for 24 hours and then he checks back later, he'll probably have like 10 likes, maybe like 20 if he's lucky. So yeah, I just had to get that out the way, and I think that might be obvious, but I just had to say that dating for men and women is definitely very different. So yeah, that kind of goes without saying, but I just wanted to reiterate. So on Tinder, they have a feature called Tinder Gold, which basically allows the user to see who liked them, if anybody liked them. Yeah, that's one of those features behind that pesky paywall that dating apps like to use. And I can't blame them because honestly, it's pretty smart. People want to see who's attracted to them. But it can be kind of annoying sometimes because in my personal experience, and probably in the experience of a lot of men who use dating apps, you'll swipe on girls that you are attracted to physically. Of course, you can't know their personality until you meet them. So with dating apps, all you really have to go off of is pictures and small talk. So yeah, a guy will buy Tinder Gold and see that maybe some girls liked him who he's not necessarily interested in. And that's why personally I'm not a fan of the swipe right on everything method, because number one, that seems kind of desperate, and number two, why am I going to swipe on everything just for a potential match from a girl that I'm not even attracted to? So yeah, some guys have employed that method where they swipe on every single girl so they can max out how many possible matches they may get. But in most cases, it seems that that method is not really the most effective because, like, sure, you'll get maybe a decent amount of likes back, but if you're not even looking at the pictures or like the profiles or whatever, and you just swipe on everything, then more likely than not, you're gonna come across something that you're not really too fond of. And once that happens, that's basically an indication that the swipe right on everything method is basically failing, because even though you're maximizing potential matches, you still may not exactly be matching with the girls that you actually want to match with for whatever reason. And that method can be, I mean, of course, it could be effective, but I think in most cases it's probably not. And I can't speak for women if they do that or not, but I mean, honestly, they probably really don't have to, because, like I said previously, even the average woman can get so many likes on a dating app that it balloons her ego and makes her think that she's more attractive than she may really be. So, yeah, that's something that can be a little bit confusing, is somewhat of a double standard for dating apps, but yeah, that's just how it goes. Um Another thing I've noticed using dating apps, specifically Tinder, is that honestly, as a man, you can swipe right on as many women as you like and hope for the best. But in reality, your experience on the app is really dictated by the girls that like you, the girls that swipe right on you, rather than the girls that you swipe right on. Because, like I said, you can just swipe right on everything and hope for the best, but you're not going to get no type of results unless some of those girls that you swiped on actually like what they see on your profile as well, leading them to swipe on you and causing you two to match. So basically, all that really means is just that it's really not even in the guy's control. All he can really do is just like shoot a bunch of shots in the dark and hope for the best. And then the only way he'll actually get any type of return is if the girls who he's interested in are also interested in him. So keep that in mind when you're using dating apps. I think that's a pretty important piece of knowledge, not just for Tinder, of course, but for, several dating platforms, because I think that everything kind of comes together. So yeah. Another thing that I've noticed about Tinder is that honestly, in my opinion, the only purchase on that app that I really think is worth it is the purchase that allows you to basically have unlimited likes, and you can basically swipe to your heart's content. You're not like confined to like a 100 swipe limit or something like that. Um, so I'm saying that, like, I think that honestly, if you can only swipe on like 50 girls, then it's kind of like this. It's a very limiting experience, and it's almost like you have to pay just to get the kind of basic experience of a dating app. Swiping left or right on somebody if you like them or you don't. Um, but yeah, honestly, in my opinion, if you're gonna purchase anything on a dating app, the one and only thing that you really might actually benefit from purchasing is the unlimited swipes privilege. On Tinder, I forgot exactly what the package is called or whatever, the purchase, whatever. But yeah, personally, I think that that's the only one that's worth it. So like, no Tinder Gold, no platinum or super platinum or plus or whatever the hell they got, because most of it is BS. And it all comes down to if the girl actually likes the guy. So that's really the most important thing. So to close out this video, I would just say that if you're gonna use dating apps, which it's 2023, so most people, most millennials, most Gen Z people are probably on dating apps. If you're gonna do it, I would say honestly just make your profile like simple, whatever, a few pictures, and I still bio, whatever. And just honestly use the free version, because really most of these things that you pay for on these apps, these packages and whatever, and upgrades, it's really all just malarkey. And it's not really gonna do much for you unless you're like, one thing that I think I noticed, I can't be certain because I never tried it myself, but I think that as a man, the way to see a greater degree of success on dating apps is to peacock. Now, what do I mean by peacock? I mean to flaunt success, to show some degree of wealth. Because I think we all know that because of a phenomenon known as hypergamy, and also just plain old female nature, naturally, every woman is going to attempt to attract the highest value man that she can. So, with that being said, if high value is important to women, then a man conveying high value is probably more likely to get some attention from the ladies on dating apps and, of course, in person. So the way you could convey that is based on the way you dress. It could be your grooming, your style. You could get professional photos taken. Personally, I've never done any professional photos for a dating app. I just feel like it's not really that deep. But I mean, whatever you feel could increase your odds to meet somebody. Like the more priority you put on it, the more you might want to invest in it. So, like I said, personally, I'm not really into the professional pictures, but if you feel you want to do that, if you honestly believe that it will attract you more prospects, then go ahead and do it. But yeah, there's there's a lot of things that men could do to increase their odds on dating apps to meet women. It seems like these days, at least in my personal experience, even if you do match with several girls, you chat them up for a little bit, but slowly, surely, the conversation fizzles out and it just never goes anywhere. And the overall experience of the app, like the bulk of it, winds up being kind of like a waste of time. So that's why for men, it really means a lot when like they talk to a girl and like everything actually follows through and they meet each other out in life, like for real, rather than, okay, you guys match, you make small talk for a little bit, and then either it just never goes anywhere, or maybe somebody simply stops responding, or maybe it does get to a point where like you guys think you're about to go on a date, and then the day comes and the guy's getting prepared, but then last minute the girl comes up with an excuse and she flakes, and everything that you thought was leading up to a date was really just your wheels getting spun. So yeah, all I would say is just try not to come off as annoyed or jaded on the app, because personally I can say that's definitely how I felt many times after closing a dating app. just like annoyed because like so many times, so many girls, like you text them and you message them, you ask them out, hope for the best, and like 6 times out of 10 it goes nowhere. So yeah, I would say just if it's really that important to you, just be persistent, you know, switch up your profile every now and then. And one cardinal rule that I just made up just now for dating apps, definitely never break the bank on a dating app, because it's a very high probability that you'll see a very low return on investment and it overall just will not be worth it. So yeah, dating apps are they're something. Maybe once upon a time they were good, but today they're just there. They're just okay. It's just another option. But yeah. So it's your boy. Let them know Zoe. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Got more coming out for y'all later. And I'm out.